Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Battles End live show. I'm Max Moody with the Battles End, and tonight we've got a great slate of players for y'all. We are taking questions in the chat. I'm going to kick it off with Ryan Fitzgerald in just a second, but if you're watching this and you're saying, man, this looks like a little bit of an awkward setup. Why is there a desk with two people behind it? Well, that's because NCAA, or I guess not NCAA, College Football 2025 just came out. And tomorrow we're having a mega stream. We have players coming in from noon to 7 o'clock. Lots of great matchups. We got Luke and Brock going at it. We've got Andre and Lucas. I know we've got a few more on the defense. We got tons of exciting stuff for y'all tomorrow. Playing the game all day. If you want to watch your favorite players play as your favorite players on your favorite game to play, we'll be on our YouTube channel all day tomorrow. Me and Brendan Sinone from 247 Sports are going to kick it off at 11. Again, player matchups start at noon. But tonight, again, Ryan is joining me to be my first guest. Thank you for kicking it off, dude.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
First guest we had on this series, and now we are back here. It's an entirely different situation. You know, the first time we had you on the show, I think we were 2 weeks from the spring game or so. Now y'all have gone through almost a full summer. Camp starts next Tuesday. So I'm going to ask the same question I think I probably started that one with, and just what does it feel like compared to last year and the year before, now that fall camp's right here and y'all are, 4 weeks from Ireland?
Yeah, we really have a sense of where our team is, what our identity is going to be heading into camp. So, the summer's been really good for us, just the camaraderie we've built, playing paintball and out there with skills and drills and player-led practice, and it's been good. Just everybody bonding together, coming together, and getting ready to go into camp.
Who won paintball? Was there like a clear, talented paintballer?
It was. I don't know. Actually, there was. I don't know. My team didn't do too hot, so it wasn't a good day for us, but it was still a good time.
Well, folks, if you have questions, please feel free to throw them in the chat. We've got a great one here from Ingram Smith. That name sounds familiar. Fitz, how much did you carry Max in the recent golf tournament y'all finished second in?
I think you playing as well as you did really contributed to the success we had relative to what
with the handicap.
Yeah. Relative to your handicap, you played exceptional.
Yeah, and then we had the NCAA athlete under pressure, of course, you being able to kind of come in clutch and force some playoff holes. But I know you are a big golfer. How cool has it been to see the run that Luke Clanton has been on? Just as a Florida State athlete, someone who's competed at the absolute highest level of your sport, how cool is it to see a guy in another sport at the same school having that kind of success?
Yeah, it's so cool seeing him on the biggest stage of golf and knowing he's a Seminole and I remember seeing him in the fall every day. I would be in the training room getting ready to go up to practice at 7 a.m. and he's in there getting ready, just doing recovery work and putting in the work all the time. So seeing his hard work and then seeing the results out on the course, it's been really cool.
Yeah, I was getting to speak with him this week. If y'all haven't checked it out, please go look at our YouTube. Will Reed asks, ask Fitz what his max in-game range is. I'm saying 75 yards no matter what.
I don't know. I played a little bit this afternoon. I think I only kicked a couple field goals. I didn't have time to play too much, but yeah, we'll have to test it out.
Yeah, see. I'm still trying to figure out kicking in the game. I think my first 3 kickoffs went out of bounds, but I'm getting there. Well, yeah, it's pretty much how I would kick it in real life. But man, you've seen so many iterations of this. Oh. Yes. You've seen so many iterations of this team. You've seen everything from a team that fell like wildly below expectations to one that was one of the best teams in the nation last year. And just what's it been like, I guess, to see that journey and talk about how much more similar this team is to the 13-0 mentality than maybe when you got here and the shift that's taken place?
I think it comes down to just the buy-in of our players and the culture that Coach Norvell has established over the years, and being able to see, I guess, you could ask Maurice and Darius the same question, just the transition and shift in culture over the years since we've been here to now the buy-in we have, the mentality, the hard work, the confidence that we display, and just seeing that finally turn into results on the field, and I think it's very, very similar this year with just like I was talking about earlier, the brotherhood and the camaraderie that we've built, and the talent's obviously there, and just the hard work, and so many guys you see out there on their own on the field getting work in, and on weekends, just the effort that's gone into it, and the preparation.
Yeah, no, it's cool to see, again, all the extra work that, maybe folks don't see, that we'll see on social media. I know, like, some of the receivers going out to California to work with DJ, or, you and Mac and Mason heading up to Charlotte to get extra reps in, and make sure that y'all are, a unit with the kicking game. And no one's forcing y'all to do that. I mean, that's pure buy-in. That is, hey, I'm going to spend the time I have to get better at my craft. That way, when the season comes around, we're ready to go, and we're making sure that we're the best we can be on the team, and making sure they're the best that, they can be because of it. But Christopher Townsend asks, what's your favorite kick as a Knoll? Do you have any that stand out?
I think, more recently, I think just the one, I guess you could say, to kind of seal it in the ACC championship game, making it a 2-score game. I think that was really special just because of how much I wanted and my teammates wanted to win that game to be ACC champions again. And that's something that we had worked for 5 years, leading into that moment. So I think that was definitely my favorite. That, and then the Syracuse kick in 21. We didn't start off that season well, and we fought that game, and we kept fighting those first 5 games, and then finally we put it together. And my kick just happened to be the last play to seal the deal. But I think that was definitely, for me at least, I felt like a turning point in the 21 season, and I think it was really special.
And that was the game, remind me, where y'all were kind of pinned deep, right? And Jordan had that big scramble, and then you sealed it with the kick, right?
Yeah, so that's right. Yes, sir.
See, sometimes the memory comes back.
It's better memory than I have of it, yeah.
But no, I mean, when you look back at, like, turning points of this team and what really got you, I mean, that could easily be identified as one, And that's that was a huge moment. Jordan asks, do you have a pregame ritual?
I don't know. I think I keep it pretty similar week to week, just like going out and walking the field and walking around different parts of the field and just visualizing success, kicks going in, and picking out my targets before the game. And, I like to read a verse on game days every day. And so, yeah, just keeping it simple. And
do you have a specific one that you go back to, or do you kind of pick one for that week based on what you're reading or how you're feeling?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty random. It's not the same one. It's pretty random, and even before I go out and pick my targets, I just like to walk the field and just think about how grateful I am to be there. Taking it all in. That the game coming out kind of reminds me of that. When I was a little kid, wanting to play as myself in the game, and then being able to do that. It's just, it takes you back to more gratitude, and I think if anything, that's what really calms any nerves that come up on game day, is just being grateful for the opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And again, just, as someone who never got to play with themselves, on that video game, it is an incredible opportunity y'all have. And the opportunity ahead of you this season is just, it's amazing to watch where y'all are. And last one we'll take, is that pronounced Sammy? Apologize if I'm mispronouncing that. Anything you're looking forward to specifically this upcoming season?
Just enjoying it, having fun in the work, enjoying the preparation that's gone in for 7 months now since last season. So just making the most of that, having fun with the results that comes with that preparation.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, dude, I can't believe we're, again, basically 1 month from Dublin, and I appreciate you stopping by, taking some time out of getting to play with yourself on that game to come sit with us on a Monday night. And yeah, thanks a lot, bro.
Absolutely. Good to see you.
Yeah, you too, man. That was Ryan Fitzgerald. We are about to bring on Fentrell Cypress as our next guest. Again, if y'all have questions for Fentrell or any of our other guests tonight, make sure y'all throw them in the chat. This is a live Q&A brought to you by The Battle's End, the premier NIL collective for Florida State University. Scoot that up a little. Sorry. We are, again, kind of in a weird setup tonight with the desk, because tomorrow becomes the streaming marathon. We'll have the monitor. We'll have, like, the camera set up. And have you played the game yet?
No, not yet.
Not yet?
Yeah, I'm excited for it, though, but I ain't played it yet.
We were working hard. We were watching that countdown until 4 o'clock. I got my turf shoes on tonight, so people know it's game day, but it's a cool experience. Again, folks, please drop questions for Fentrell in the chat. But, again, you and I spoke, earlier in the spring, just about how much more comfortable you were feeling in this defense after a full year in it, and some things that you were working on this spring. And I just kind of want to again ask a similar question, but just after a full spring, a spring game, and summer workouts, How are you feeling headed into year 2 compared to last year, and what are you most looking forward to in fall camp?
I feel like I'm just looking forward to compete with all the guys. It's just good competition overall to get you better for real. So I'm just looking forward to that. Going back and forth each and every day. It's gonna be hard days or whatever, but it's still fun. Still football. So just making the best of it for real.
Who are you like most competitive with on the offense? Anybody in particular that jumps out?
Yeah, nobody in particular. I just go out there and of course everybody have different strengths to their game for real. So just work on pick one thing each day of practice and just try to focus on that for real.
Well, and I think that's one thing that, the more DBs I get to talk to, the more I hear it is that y'all have such a diverse room of receivers. So, I mean, you really get to work everything from the Jaylin Lucases of the world to, Tron and everything in between. How helpful has that been to your game, just having that plethora of different body types and skill sets to work against?
That's good just because, when it comes to Saturday, it's going to be – you're going to see those similar type of body types,
Yep.
In the game for real. So just overall, going and knowing that you got to play each player different, you know what I'm saying, because everybody have their different things they're good at, and more like you got to focus on certain things more than something else with somebody else that you actually guarding for real. So just always locking in on like your technique for real when it comes to somebody that's maybe twitchy or or not. But it's just different things you just got to pay attention to for real when it comes to who you're going against.
It's gotta be good to fight against, like, kind of imagine as a DB, if you go against the same type of receiver every day, especially the dog days of the season when you're tired, it'd be kind of easy to sort of figure out what technique maybe works on that guy and not always work on the whole breadth of everything you need to know. Taze Fungus asks, which receiver are you most impressed with so far this fall or spring?
I feel like Malik being like a deep threat for real. Just knowing that, the speed that, like, everybody know the speed that he has, and just knowing that we definitely gonna take shots this year. So so it's just like the speed we have as a receiving core. So it helps us out as well to play the deep ball.
Yep. And that's one thing Norvell's talked about too, is just the speed y'all have across the team, right? Offense, defense. And I try to quote the stat every week. I'm sure I misquote it, but I think it was like 20 guys clocking over 20 miles an hour in the spring, which, I guess is a lot different than last year. And Sammy asks, Fentrell, what's the biggest change you've noticed physically since last year?
I feel like I've been definitely doing better with my weight, maintaining, where I want to be at. And I feel comfortable at the weight I'm at right now. So just feeling stronger, feeling faster, staying, getting extra work in for real, just staying focused on my technique when it comes to, all the off man, press man, having vision on the quarterback, stuff like that. So just all that goes together when it comes to, being in the weight room and feeling more explosive and having, those details of, just taking the right steps and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that second year of Storms, although you've always been kind of strong. I mean, you came in squatting, like 500 pounds last spring. I remember the number was kind of insane. It might be higher than that.
It ain't all that.
It wasn't? It was like 4 something. It was something. I remember hearing the number and being like, oh.
It was almost 500, but
almost,
not there quite.
495, we had the 5 plates maybe. Yeah. So kind of again, similar question, but FB Tall, guys, I'm sorry, it's just the screen's over there. I'm doing my best with the long names, but we appreciate the questions. Make sure you're throwing them in the chat. Who's the hardest receiver to cover for you?
I'm not sure. I really don't know. It's like everybody got their different things, you got to focus on. So, like, I feel like at the end of the day, just when I go against any receiver, I'm just focused on, like, what I got to do. Because I know, like, if I mess up or they catch the ball, and then I, like, know what I did wrong or what I should have did, the next time I go against them. So it's really, I'm more focused on my technique and what I got to do for real, rather than it being like, oh, this is, like, really hard, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, you want them saying, like, Fentrell's the hardest DB to go against. Not too worried about what. But Smith asked, Fentrell, what's the difference between the practice intensity at FSU compared to your previous school?
I feel like we just definitely when it comes to like we have a certain schedule for real, no matter where you're at. Like I feel like no matter where you're at, you're gonna have a schedule with the practice. But I feel like here is more, a lot of situations.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying, like third down, third and long. That we go, we go through each practice. Like every day of practice, we got some type of situation that we go through. Compared to another school, we didn't do it every day of practice. So I feel like that's the biggest thing I really realized.
It is fascinating to watch it. Last year was the first year I got to see a practice. I mean, it is the coordination that goes into y'all's practices. Again, just how y'all are moving from period to period, knowing exactly where you have to be. Right, going from we're in 7-ons, working a specific situation. Okay, now we're going to individual drills. Okay, now we're back to team.
Yeah.
It's wild to watch. So I can imagine that the being there for the first time is probably. So Brett Taylor asks, is there anything more difficult / scarier than playing press man with no deep help? I think he means in football. I don't know if he means like all things. So we're going to assume that's in football.
Oh, just football?
Yeah. Like, I mean, I imagine like, if Godzilla shows up, that's probably a little scarier than playing press man with no help.
So like basically just playing cover zero.
Yeah. Is there anything scarier? Any assignment that's scarier than having to play that press man with no help?
Nah. Well, I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say so. It's just, I feel like definitely when you're in that situation, you just gotta, be on your game for real, because
Yeah.
But it's definitely interesting. Definitely when you go to cover zero, there's a lot of risk to it. But if you do that, you just trust your guys for real. So
yeah,
it's a challenge, but it's fun.
Well, I'm glad this one came up from T Stone. He asked, can you talk about the forced fumble versus Pitt last year, which again was such a cool play to watch, just your effort on that play. I mean, you chased the guy literally down to the half-inch line, knock a ball out, you jump back on it in the end zone, and it really changed what could have been a huge momentum play going in their direction for a huge momentum play for y'all. So can you just kind of talk through that play and
I feel like that play, after the play, it was a lot of emotions for me because I was pretty upset.
Yeah.
But I feel like during the play, I feel like my focus was just trying to get him down for really. So,
yeah.
And then, he wasn't carrying the ball that well, so I was able to pull his arm down, and it just came out. And after I saw it, I was like, I just jumped on it. I didn't know about the rules when it came to me because I was still out of bounds when I tried to jump on the ball, but at that moment I really didn't care. I
was just saying, I feel like you really consciously kind of reestablished yourself in bounds and grab. Like it looked like you knew the rule exactly and did it. I was like, that was really smart. You got both feet back in, reestablished, grabbed the ball. I was like, Fentrell's been reading the rule book.
I kind of thought about it, but I was like, oh, whatever.
Well, last one for you, man. David Pierre asks, which one I'm going to edit the question, who are a couple of the young DBs that we should look out for?
I would say Q, Brill. We got a lot of guys, Kai, Charles, like everybody, a lot of guys. Like we, as a whole, we all got talent for real. Like you just gotta keep on maturing and understanding, what it takes to be good for real. So, but as a whole DB room, like we got talent in there, and we got guys that can make plays and get the job done for real.
Y'all just have such an incredibly deep room. We could sit here and list names all day, but just top to bottom, what y'all have done in that room has been incredibly impressive. And man, we're about a month away from getting to see it on the field. So thanks for taking time out of your Monday to come by, answer some fan questions, and yeah, man, appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Folks, that was Fentrell Cypress taking y'all's questions here on the Battles in live Q&A show. We got Ja'Kai Douglas walking up right now. He will be taking questions from y'all. Again, throw any questions you may have from Ja'Kai in the chat. This is hosted by The Battles In. We do this live show every Monday. Again, connecting y'all with players. Sorry, I paused there for a second. I almost said Jaylin Lucas. I was like, don't say it. And I almost did, but I didn't. But then I had to be honest with you as you sat down.
Now you good.
Bring this out. I apologize again for the desk setup, but tomorrow, again, big mega stream, playing the game all day. So we're gonna have the monitor here. We'll have y'all here. There's gonna be a lot of good showdowns. Did you and your brother used to play the old games against each other at all when y'all were growing up?
No, we didn't get a chance to play it, but it came out today. I got a chance to play it against him. Beat him. He had quit on me like second quarter. He hit me.
Yeah, he had to quit. How crazy is that, though? I mean, the two of y'all just kind of looking at the journey you've been on, being like, wow, you're now teammates at Florida State. I mean, being in a video game is amazing, but I think Fitz kind of put it best. It's almost what the video game means, right? You're in that because y'all are playing together on one of the best football teams in the nation. You know, as y'all reflect back to that, headed into fall camp together, just what's that feel like?
Man, it feels great. You know, the game hasn't been out 10 plus years. You know, I was playing the game. I was creating myself on the game. I wanted to be in the game. You know, and I was dreaming to be in the game, and I would put my brother in there too. You know, just so we both could be in the game. And 10 plus years later, like, we got a chance to be able to be in the game again, and it's here. And it feels great that I get a chance to play with my brother.
Yeah.
My last year at the same school on college football, 2025.
And I've and again, folks, please throw questions in the chat for Jakai. But you know, I probably asked you this question every time you've been on here. I apologize if it's repetitive. But as we're heading into that last fall camp, you were one of the guys who was part of one of the bigger turning point plays in Florida State history, really, right? That set up for the 4th and 14 play on that drive against Miami. We don't need to dig into that because we've done it on plenty of our content. But just as you head into fall camp and you think back of how far the team has come and you yourself have come during your time at FSU, what's going through your head? How does maybe this fall camp feel different? And what do you think as you reflect back on that journey?
As I reflect back, coming back, my freshman year, everything was just, everything was in a rush. I think everything was just a fast pace. Everything, I was new. I was still getting the hang of things, Then just started to get into the season and started to get the feel of the game and get the feel of college. And this fall camp, I feel more comfortable than ever because, I see and I know, what the steps I need to take to, to have a great fall camp, just to stay healthy. I have to stay healthy this season.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure, because this is my last season and I can't miss no games, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, we got some questions rolling up. Taste Fungus asks, Jakai, how do you feel about your rating in the game?
Oh, I'm confused about my rating. It's a little confusing.
Okay. I haven't really dissected the ratings yet.
My rating say I'm an 80 overall.
Okay.
But if you go onto the player card, you know how they got the player card.
Yeah.
I'm a 76.
Okay.
So it's 2 ratings. So I'm taking the 80.
Yeah, take the 80.
I'm taking the 80 overall. I'm taking it all day. But
yeah. I mean, if you're getting 81, I think I noticed when I was kind of looking at it, I think sometimes whatever position you've selected, you're at. Anyway, we don't need to nerd out on that, but yeah. Gator Kirk asked, Jakai, how has having your brother on the team motivated you and him?
It motivated me like Jaylin, my little brother, is like my child, really.
Yeah.
It when he wasn't here, I was motivated to get to that next level, to do whatever I had to do, but he's right there. He's a couple feet from me. I could knock on his door and be like, man, this is crazy. This is wild. They're I want to do this 100 times faster, 100 times more harder. I want to do this for me. I want to do this for him. I want, because he's right here. He sees me, every day at practice. I want to show him, how to work. I want to show him, the things to do.
Yeah. You want to be the example, and then also you got your younger brother there. You can't let him beat you either.
Yeah.
Jay Jackson asks, who's got better dance moves, you or your brother?
Jaylin got the dance moves.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, he can dance. I can't dance. And I'm learning, though. Since I've been in Florida, I started to learn to do the little Florida dances. Yeah, I can do a little something.
Don't get Luane to teach y'all the touchdown dance. He's got the touchdown dance. I don't even have to ask who has the best one. We know Luane is, he sent a dance to the NFL, which is pretty
crazy,
pretty wild.
Yeah.
Did you watch the new Receivers series at all yet on Netflix?
No.
Documentary that came out?
No, I
gotta check it out. There's a little bit about the touchdown celebrations in the NFL, and those guys get real intense with it. But Smith asks, with DJU having a big arm, how excited are you to showcase your speed and playmaking ability?
Oh I'm excited. You know, DJ with the huge arm, you know, just throw it. I'm gonna go get it. Yeah, I tell DJ, you know, just speed. You know, don't be afraid to throw the ball.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna go get it.
Yeah.
You came here, and you got guys that are gonna back it up.
Yeah, I was thinking, I was like, I could almost see that being I don't know, some kind of commercial, right? You'd be like, don't worry, you can't overthrow me. And he'd be like, let's see. You know, because he'll send one like, 80 yards.
You gotta. I think DJ could probably throw the ball like.
You'll go get it though.
70, 80 yards.
Oh yeah, you'll get the speed to go get it. So going back to your earlier comment, Christopher Townsend asked, how do you stay healthy? Meaning, like, what are you doing differently this offseason to make sure that you stay healthier this season?
Just training, really. You know, I know my last couple off seasons, I really wasn't training how I was now. I'm doing more. I'm focusing on being consistent.
Yeah.
You know, being that player that could be consistent. Every day, every day and every down.
Yep.
And this off season, I really focused on that, and just being available.
Yeah.
Absolutely. To the guys, not just the receiver room, but to the other people too.
Yeah. Is that something as you head into your last year that maybe you think about more than you did in the past, of just like leaving? What kind of teachings and legacy and all that you're leaving for younger guys?
Yeah, I want other guys to say like, Jakai left something in me. Like, I learned something from Jakai. Like, I don't want to be like, man, Jakai. Like, I didn't learn nothing from him. Like,
right.
He was just a guy. He was just a receiver that was just here. Like, I wanted other guys to be like, yeah, man, I learned a lot. Well, I learned something from him, and that's what I'm doing. I want to, just to be that consistent and that consistent player.
Yeah, and that's awesome to hear you say, man, because I think that is just the mentality of the whole journey y'all have been on, right? Is just constantly thinking about doing things that are bigger than yourself, right? Mm-hmm. Not just the mark that you can leave on the field with your play, but how can you pass something down to the next guys that are going to play next year, the year after, and so on and so forth. So, again, I am, I'm beyond excited to watch y'all this fall. I know everybody watching this program, dropping questions in, is fired up to see y'all in Ireland, and right at almost a month and a week now. And yeah, just last question, man. What should fans expect to see from this team? It's maybe a little different than last year's team on the field.
This team is going to be a lot of fun, a lot of action. It's a lot of wow. That's I'm gonna put it. It's going to be fun. We're going to turn it up.
A lot of wow. If that blows up, we'll trademark that, and we'll
a lot of wow.
A lot of wow. Oh, man, dude. Well, I appreciate you stopping by, man. Thank you for coming by tonight. And, we'll see you streaming the game at some point tomorrow.
Yeah. Thank you.
Jakai Douglas coming in now. We got DJ U. He'll be taking your questions, so please throw your questions for DJ in the chat. Again, this is brought to you by the Battle's End. It's your Monday night live Q&A, and we'll just dive straight into it.
Yeah, what's going on, brother?
Sorry, man.
Straight, man.
How you doing?
Good to see you, man.
Hey, dude, congratulations, man. You got engaged since the last time we saw you. Right?
Yeah, I guess I did. Yeah, I guess since the last time. Yeah, no, me and my fiance Ava.
Huge life milestone, man. Congratulations.
Appreciate it, man. I'm blessed, man, to have a woman like that in my corner.
Yeah,
blessed to have her in my life, and it's been grateful. Just thankful to have her, man.
Yeah, and we don't have to make it all about that. Just so y'all met, I assume, at Clemson because she played volleyball there, right?
Yeah. So we met my freshman year. She played volleyball. Last team captain. She played 4 years there. She was a little older than me. She was 2 grades above me. We ended up meeting my freshman year, and we've been together ever since.
That's amazing, man. Well, congratulations. I'm sure we got lots of football stuff to dive into. Again, folks, throw your questions. Jordan will throw them up for us. But, dude, I had this moment today where I was texting a group chat of my friends, and I was like, tomorrow I'm going to play a college football video game in my office with DJU, the starting quarterback at Florida State University. And I was like, man, in 2021, that sentence would have broken everyone's brain. Like, in an office, college football video game, DJ, what is going on here? But, man,
times have changed.
It's crazy, right?
It is dope, man. I was playing it early, right before I got here. I was playing it. I was playing it.
Yeah. I got to ask it. I guess maybe there's no way to know any different, but like as someone who's good at football, has been highly successful, knows what the heck's going on in real football, like how much does that help you in the video game? Like how screwed am I tomorrow when we have to play?
Honestly, I mean, it helps a little bit, but not too much, man.
Okay.
If you a gamer, like if you're really a gamer, then
you're
gonna be good at college football, Madden, and every other game. Like it even like, cause there's guys like I'm not the best. Like, I'm definitely not the best at college football. I just played one of my boys and I got whooped.
Okay.
So, and then,
better.
but at the end of the day, like I mean, if you know how to play the game, you know the plays. Like it helps you a little bit. You can see coverages, I guess, but at the same time, it's sometimes you just want to do whatever you want to do. It's not too big of a deal.
Like maybe run some trick plays, do some crazy stuff.
There's some crazy stuff in the game. 100%.
I want to talk about just again we'll get some questions going, but just maybe where you're at with the team compared to last time we talked a couple months ago during the spring. You know, you made it through the full spring. You know, you had kind of the off season to throw with guys. It looked like some receivers joined you in California. How much stronger is the chemistry with your receivers, your running back, just the whole offense headed into fall camp than maybe it was a few months ago when you first got here?
I think definitely. I think the more time you spend with one another, spend with receivers, offensive linemen, running backs, even guys on the defense, just as a team, the more times you get to be able to be with each other and just practice, whatever that's lifting practice outside the facility, whether it's just hanging out at a house playing video games or something, like that's where the chemistry, the team bonding, that's where the team grows. You know, obviously we have a lot of talent on the team, but talent's only going to take you so far. It's the brotherhood, it's the chemistry, it's the connection between the guys on the team that's going to take us to the top where we want to be at. So it's been good, man. Like the chemistry from the receiver ends, from us and receivers, quarterbacks, not just me, but all quarterbacks, I feel like it grows each and every week. We put a lot of time and effort out there to be able to try and be great, be able to have a great season, put our best foot forward going into fall camp.
Yeah, absolutely. And Taste Fungus asked specifically about the connection improving between you and Malik Benson. I know that's one folks were really excited to see on the field. So talk about the connections developed between y'all coming in here.
Malik's dope, man. First of all, hell of a receiver, fast as hell. Can really run, man. And then the one thing, man, that shows up a lot is he's a super hard worker. He puts in a lot of work. He wants to do the extra stuff. Like, he's not a guy where I got to text him or like, hey, man, make sure you're there. Like, he's going to hit me up first. Like, hey, man, let's get routes to the store today. Like, hey, I want to get some extra work and he come throw. And, like, that stuff as a quarterback, that's all you want from a receiver. Like, that makes my job easy. And it's like, oh, shoot, like, this guy really wants it. You know, the same thing. So, Malik, man, he's been dope, man. He's going to have a great year this year. I'm excited to see him play.
And it's got to be, again, just build your confidence too, just in the room as a whole, to know that there are so many guys that, you know, lead by example in that room, and you don't have to be on the room as a whole
like
either.
Jakai, Jaylin, like, there's a lot of guys in the room. Like, a lot of those guys in the room, for the most part, everyone in the receiver room, like, wants to put in the extra effort. Like, come to the thrones, the extra thrones besides that no coaches are there. It's just quarterbacks, receivers, and, like, they come out there, run. Don't complain. Like, they come out there and come ready to work, man. So it's a good offense. It's a good group of guys, man. They're hungry, and then, man, we want to be great.
I love it, man. I love it. Ferry Cordell asks, did the game get your arm strength right? I think
hey, that was the one thing I was really looking to see, man. I'm like, obviously the overall, I didn't really like overall. Yeah, I hope my overall's okay, but it wasn't the biggest. That wasn't what I was looking for. There was like three things. It was arm strength, throwing power, trucking. And then, what was the other one? Speed. I didn't want to be too low. I'm not the fastest guy. I know I'm not the fastest guy.
You're not the slowest guy, though. Like, you can
no,
move
that's what I'm saying. I'm not the slowest, but I'm
quick.
not the fastest guy. But like as long as I'm like solid and like, I think he gave me like 78, 77. Like, that's smooth. You know, as long as like my specialty is 10 yards. You know, I'm get first down, then I get down like third and short. Like, that's where I live at. But my throwing power, I think they gave me 97. I was like, oh yeah, that's nice. Yeah, that's very accurate. That's very accurate. I was like, that's what I was hoping for. And then trucking, they gave me 80.
Okay.
I was like, oh yeah, that's elite for a quarterback.
Yeah, that's strong.
Like, I never seen that. So I was pretty happy with that.
I will say I was real excited. My first 4th and 1 to run the read option with you. I think they flipped the controls though. Now you got to hold X to keep the ball. So I watched you run off in this direction, not understand why the controller was vibrating as the running back got tackled. But, you know, live and learn. Smith has DJ, how is having an offensive mind like Norvell dialing up plays for you been?
It's been crazy. That dude is a genius, and he doesn't stop. Like, every single day, he's drawing up new plays, talking about new stuff. Like, he's a machine. And a lot of the other guys in the offense, too, like Coach Tuckhart, Coach Tuck, Coach Atkins, but Norvell himself, man, he's a machine, and he's crazy, man. Like, the scheme he does and, like, how he draws up plays and how he sees the game of football.
Yeah.
It's been a blessing to be able to be here with him and learn under him and just to see how he thinks and see how he sees the field. Like, it's dope, man. So I'm excited for him. I'm excited to be able to play for him.
I just like hearing you talk about the arm strength and the throw power. You know, anybody who's followed this program knows what Mike Norvell is best known for doing is finding each player's strength and using it. So I'm very excited to see. I think I speak for everybody to see how he uses that arm strength and what he's got dialed up for it, because we know he'll take advantage of it. FSU football unconquered spirit. Nice. How did playing under center at OSU help you improve as a college QB?
I think it expanded my variety of what I do. I think in the NFL, you got to be able to go under center. Yep. It's not 100% in shotgun. Yeah, there's a lot more. They do a lot more in shotgun than they have in the past. But for me, I got to learn a whole new offense. Got to learn under center. I got to learn making checks at the line, giving 2 play calls, actually learning how to be in a huddle, like operate a huddle.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't huddle anymore. It's a lot of no huddle, up-tempo stuff. So, like, actually operate a huddle, know how to talk, communicate to guys. Like, that stuff might not be something some people actually think about, but that's something that's big in the NFL. Communicate plays and, like, relay it to your guys. But I learned a lot being able to play under center and learn that.
Yeah. So developing that communication skill set and running a huddle, do you think that prepared you more too with the radios coming in this year? Because I feel like, I don't want you to give anything away, but I imagine there's going to just across football be a lot more huddling with the radios coming in.
I would assume that. I mean, the NFL does that. I feel like it's going to get closer to what the NFL looks like with huddling, holding shot clock, holding like the shot or the game clock. Yep. But yeah, no, I think a lot more people huddle because it's a weapon, and a lot of teams will use it even on the defense. Like the Mike linebacker gets somebody or the safety, they get a thing. So the defense coordinator is talking to them. Like we break the huddle, they see the call, they see the formation. The coordinator can just change it right there, and he can give them a whole new call. Like, hey, I seen this, blah blah blah. Give them a whole different call. So it's definitely a weapon.
Jeez, yeah, no, it's wild to think how it's going to change the game, but I hadn't thought of going under center, kind of giving you that experience to set it up. James B, thanks for joining. James B. He's always got good questions. I say before I read this. DJ, I thought your statement on ACC Media Days was total class. Was that a difficult decision for you? If I could just preface, so you had said just, that you had been asked to go to ACC Media Days, and you preferred, someone to go that had been part of the 13-0 team. And again, I agree with James. I mean, I think that was awesome to see, but yeah.
No, I appreciate you, James, but no, it wasn't a hard decision at all. Like, at the end of the day, man, there's a lot of guys on this team that deserve to be there. I've had the blessing of being able to go to ACC Media Day 2 times when I was at Clemson. And for me, man, like, I'm a new guy. I'm a transfer coming in. And, like, there's a lot of guys in this program that have built the program to where it is now. And guys were on that team last year that are, like, pivotal guys on the program that have been here for many years, more than just a couple months than I have. And I feel like they deserved it more. So, no, it wasn't a hard decision at all. And I'm happy for the guys that are going.
Yeah, and it was an interesting, I guess, I don't know what the right word is, but, it kind of, I guess, shows that, the impact that hearing the guys who have been on this journey stories have already had, and, that you've been able to kind of absorb and go, okay, this is how they've processed it or what they've been on, and giving them the platform to tell it. But, what I guess you kind of saw the FSU story, but from a different perspective. Yeah. So, what is talking to some of the guys who have maybe been here 2, 3, 4 years? Like, what kind of perspective has it given you on the journey they've been through?
Yeah, I think for them, I mean, like when I came into college, like FSU, Coach Norvell had just took over COVID. Like each and every single year, he was steady climbing. You could just tell, like, the players continued to buy in. Like, you could tell the way it was last year, like, everyone was bought in. And then just to see that from an outside perspective and then be able to talk to the guys, like, it's obvious the brotherhood, the culture here that Coach Norvell brings, that it bleeds throughout the program, and all the coaches and all the players believe and want to be able to play for Coach Norvell, and then believe in the team itself. Like, the guys are out there like, yeah, we're going to go out there and win every single game. Have that belief that every time we step on the field that we're going to win the game.
And we could quote that, right? I mean, that is what's going to happen this year.
That's what we're working for, man.
Camp.
You got to have that mindset no matter what team you're on. But, like, that's the mindset every time you got to step on the field.
Absolutely, man. And last one for you from Grill Masters, probably the hardest question of the night. DJ, are you a tea or coffee guy?
I would probably say neither. If anything, I drink coffee because My fiance, she loves coffee. She loves Starbucks, and then
Okay.
sometimes I'll go and she'll give me a coffee and I'll drink something like a vanilla iced latte. But
Yeah.
I don't really drink too much coffee or tea, anyways.
We gotta get you with the Battles in blend. We actually just
For real?
Yeah.
Oh,
We got,
yeah, I
we got
got-
the
yeah,
Battles in
try
blend
that.
dropped. We'll
Yeah.
get some over to you. Y'all have to try it and give us the review.
Definitely. You like iced or hot coffee?
I'm a hot coffee guy.
Hot
But
coffee?
it's kind of weird because
Okay.
I don't like iced coffee, but I don't want it to be too hot. Like I feel like I gotta let the hot coffee cool down. But
Yeah,
if
you
I-
don't want it right out the pot.
No, but I don't want like ice. I mean, I'd rather just get a soda. You know, if I'm gonna get something cold, like I want
That's a
the
good point.
coffee to be hot. But
Yeah, that's a good point.
yeah, what about? Are you'll do
I'm
iced if
I like iced.
Okay.
Yeah. If I go hot, and I'm like, man, I want a hot chocolate.
okay. Yeah.
You know,
Something sweeter, not like a
something-
hot
yeah,
and
I'm
bitter.
like, I'm like, I go iced coffee.
Yeah, the double whammy of like things we shouldn't like, but we do
Yeah.
hot and bitter. But hey, that's coffee, and what's not bitter at all, unless that's what coffee's supposed to be. I'm not sure. Is the Battles in blend, but dude, again, congratulations on the engagement. We were so excited to see what you do this fall. Camp starting in a week, and we appreciate you coming by on a Monday night for us.
Man, appreciate you. Hey, tomorrow we got a game.
Oh, we got a game.
Yeah, we got a game,
I'm
man.
gonna be watching YouTube videos tonight. I'm gonna be.
Oh, trust me, I'm already in the film room watching some
Oh,
videos.
jeez. All right,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
I'm excited. It's gonna be there's gonna be some great sportsmanship.
Oh,
I'll say
definitely.
that. I don't know how. it's
Definitely
gonna
be
go on
trash
the field.
talking now. I hope you like the trash talk. Yeah, no, yeah.
I grew up on this
Yeah.
game. You know, man, I was an adult last time
yeah.
I got to play this. All right, I was forged in the fires of NCAA games.
Ah, there we go. We're good then.
Some of that'll come out, but yeah, man. No, we
Appreciate you, brother. Yep. Good have.
What? Oh yeah. Folks, again, that was DJU. I got Jabril Rawls coming in to join me right now. If y'all got questions for Jabril, please drop them in the chat. This is the Battles in live Q&A. Just get a little bit more. Sorry, I know it's a little weird with the desk and the mic, and this is the setup for the game tomorrow. We'll drop a monitor here. Usually we have just this thing. We have just the chairs, and it works out a little better. But first time having you on here, man. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man.
Yeah. Fellow North Florida guy. It's always good to have a North Florida guy in the room. You know, just for those of y'all that may not know Jabril, rising sophomore, played in a few games last year. And really, you know, I think I was trying to think how to say this. Like, I don't want to say you outperformed expectations because it makes it sound like they weren't high. But
Yeah.
I think last year, you know, the way you played maybe surprised a lot of people who, you know, in your growth. And I talked to one of your teammates. And I was like, hey, what should I ask Jabril? And he was like, dude, ask him to talk about that improvement, because he said you're really aware of like what you needed to work on, and you're one of the guys who is the best at going, hey, these are the couple things I need to make sure I get better at, and then attacking those. So can you just kind of talk about your development over your first year as you head into your second fall?
Yeah, I say freshman year coming in, I really didn't have too many big expectations for myself. I already knew I was coming in under a bunch of older guys, a bunch of seniors, senior pluses. So it was like I was waiting my turn, just developing, sitting back, absorbing everything. And then, it came around spring. I mean, I did. I mean, I feel like I improved a lot, took a big step as an improvement, just in the playbook, off the field, on the field, just in a lot of ways. And working on my craft mainly too, so that kind of improved a lot too.
What's the biggest thing specifically for your game that you're focused on headed into fall camp to improve?
I say consistency, and being uncomfortable, which is not very likely for everyone to say, but being uncomfortable. Because me being uncomfortable, I mean, once I get put out there on those Saturday nights, under those lights, if I'm uncomfortable, I can't fold under pressure. So
It's interesting you say that, because I think, you know, I had a professor once that just said, you know, most success is based on being able to deal with ambiguity, right? Like you can't know how you'll respond to every situation, but you just learn to trust that you'll respond to most situations well. Mm-hmm. What's been maybe one or two things that this receiver room, being as talented as it is, like what are kind of the main uncomfortable positions that you find yourself in? Is it just their speed that you're working on dealing with? Is it the different body types? Like what's the hardest thing to deal with this room?
Speed for sure.
Yeah.
We got some speedy guys on those outside, especially in the slot too. You got Jaylin Lucas, you got Jakai, and then on the outside you got Deuceman, Jaylen Brown, you got Malik Benson. So those are some guys that you gotta really get your horses up on. So yeah, those I say those guys right there, they'll bring it out of you each practice for sure.
Yeah, I imagine if one of them gets going, it's not the easiest thing to turn on the Jets and run with them.
Nah, it's not for sure. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Zyler asks, what have you improved the most working with Coach Surtain?
I say trusting, just them trusting me out there, telling them, letting them know that they can trust me out there with not making a mistake out there or just being a second late one, just knowing the play or anything like that. So
yeah,
I say most likely, yeah, just trusting out for sure.
Yeah, and I think when you talk about what you want to improve consistency, I think those two kind of go hand in hand, right? Like as the consistency and everything improves, the coaching staff can trust you more because they see it every day and day in and day out. Arthur Bell asks, how is Norvell different from other head coaches? Kind of a broad quote, but let's pull that. Yeah, so like as you were going through the recruiting process, you obviously met a lot of head coaches. What was different about him in that process, and maybe how has he followed through on some of those things since you've been here?
Yeah, so he kept it real. He sat down with my family, my mom, grandma, siblings. I mean, he told me, he was like, if I want to be the best, I mean, it's gonna be days that I'm not gonna like him, and he was right about that. I'll say for sure. Yeah, he was right about that. There was Thursdays he do get in my face, but it's all love at the end of the day, and I know he just want the best for me. So, but yeah, he pushes us each and every day. It's not one day that you don't see him slack on not being himself each and every day. So, just him continuing to push us every day, which is bettering him each and every day, help us better him each and every day. It's pretty good. So I feel like him just with his consistency and him keeping his word. So yeah, him keeping his word for sure.
And that seems to be a common theme when y'all talk about Coach Norvell. It's cool to hear as a fan and for supporters as well. Is like he's a guy who he's consistent, but he comes from that place of caring. He doesn't just yell at you because he feels like yelling. It's because he wants y'all to be perfect every time, and he tries to put that into y'all. And from the little bit I've seen, I haven't obviously been coached by him, but it seems like he'll give you a compliment in the same energy level that he'll yell at you, when you do it right. So there's kind of both those things there, but it's cool to just see that consistency from the outside. And be like, oh, that's the dude you see on TV every second of every day.
The dude you see on TV is the dude you get in person. Actually.
Chad Kinsler asked, how's the brotherhood in the DB room?
Close, very close. I mean, we all working with each other each and every day. We know what we're capable of doing this year, so we all holding each other accountable for a lot of things, and we have high standards for each other. So just us having that bar set for each other, that just makes our brotherhood even stronger because we know what we have to do, and so it's like that.
Yeah, it all kind of loops back around to where we started, right? It's like having guys that will force you to be uncomfortable, right? Not just being a group that says, hey, look, let's get through this workout, let's make it as easy as we can. Being the group that says, no, like, let's do the hard thing. Let's choose the hard thing. Let's push each other to that standard. I mean, again, talking to a guy like Fentrell and then talking to you, there's just so much about the culture that, you hear just consistently across y'all's room. And I think that's really cool. James B. Oh, thank you, James, for the super chat. Jabril, are you currently getting work as a kick returner, and is that something you want to do at this level?
Nah. Actually, I'd say last year I'll go on scout team. Like if I'm not doing anything, I'll go on scout team kick return and go return kicks. But nah, I'm not returning kicks right now as of right now. But that's something I would consider doing here in the near future. Ask Coach Norvell about it because I did that back in high school, and I returned a few kicks. I wasn't bad at it, so.
Now, on the game, are you putting yourself at kick returner maybe?
I ain't do that today.
Not today? Okay.
I ain't do it today, but we're gonna get to it soon.
Yeah, like I said,
might do it tomorrow.
Ask Norvell as if I'm gonna ask him that question. Yeah, you're like, don't. Anyway, thank you for the question, James. We appreciate it. But yeah, man, just kind of last one, and we'll let you get out of here. Yeah. What are some personal aspirations that you have for this upcoming season?
I say, you put me on the spot with that one. I didn't really think about that, but first inspirations.
Are you a big goal guy? Like, do you set goals like I want to have this many tackles? I want to have maybe PBUs, or are you more of do you just kind of take the process in and just try to see how you're feeling as you go?
Yeah, I kind of take it in day by day. Just going with the flow. Not trying to worry about setting the bar too high for myself. Because I barely even played. I didn't play that many snaps last year, so just to see how I'm gonna do this year, I'm gonna take it game by game and hope for the best each and every game. It's really my aspiration. I don't really got one.
Yeah. I think that is an aspiration, though, man. It's keep helping the climb and keep contributing to a team that has national championship aspirations and has a shot to win one and get to hold up those trophies at the end of the year. Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate you coming by first time on the show. I'm sure we'll have you again soon. But yeah, man. Good luck in camp, and I'll see you around playing the game tomorrow.
That's all right. See you, man.
All right, folks. We got Jaylin Lucas headed in. What's up, man? Feel free to drop questions for Jalen in the chat. Jordan will throw them up on the screen.
How you doing?
Welcome, man. How we doing?
I got the hiccups, so
That's all right. We've got you were on the show early when we started doing it, and just when I mastered the setup of I can get up, move the mic, say what's up, we put a desk in the way. So I'm having to adapt on the fly tonight too. We're all working through it.
Right.
But man, we talked to you, I think, a couple weeks after you transferred. You're settling into the team through the spring process. Now you're headed into your first fall camp with a full spring under your belt. So what feels different, better, just how, just talk to me about your mindset headed into this first fall versus maybe when you first got here.
I think my mindset heading to a new fall, I feel more comfortable. Just being able to go through some of the practices during spring and just the way that Coach Norvell coach. But I feel like I'm ready. I'm ready for this upcoming season, and I'm going to attack fall with all I got. Yeah,
and I don't know if this is like it's easy, I think, from the outside. Narratives develop, people follow stuff. So maybe this is different than what you've experienced, but it sounds like, at first people knew, look, you came in, you have blazing speed,
right,
All-American returner, have this special skill set, but you've been spoken about more and more as really establishing yourself as Jalen's a true running back on this offense.
Right,
not
exactly.
I don't know if this is like a bad term, not a gadget player or anything like that. I mean, you are a contributing running back. I was fortunate enough to see that firsthand in one of the scrimmages. What is that felt like to kind of solidify yourself as that consistent contributor in that room, especially with that room being as talented as it is with all of y'all?
Just having a lot of those guys with the same type of skill set as me, it just make me go harder each and every day. But my main focus is to always be consistent. No matter where you put me out on the field, I'm always going to be able to make a play. It can be special teams, in the backfield, or at slot receiver. But I'm always looking to get the ball in my hands and just making a big play happen.
Yeah, and you're a guy that can make big plays happen. Chad asked, what are you most excited for this upcoming season?
What I'm most excited for, just winning in general. I just came here to win, honestly. I feel like just going out there and playing with my brothers each and every week, that's what I'm very excited about.
Yeah, absolutely. And James B. said your hiccups sound fine and that defensive ends are going to be throwing up trying to cover you. But I do want to talk about your game speed. Look, we all know in a straight line, you're a blazer. You can run fast. And there's a lot of guys who, run in the Olympics that never played football. One thing that stands out about you is that game speed and your decisiveness when you cut. Like, your ability to process the game at that speed while you're moving so fast. Is that something that's always come natural to you? Is that something you've really worked hard to develop over time? Or talk to me about that.
It's something that I really worked hard over. I just always put in work, just working on my agility and just my change of direction. I feel like it wasn't always something that came natural. Like, I wasn't always had a quick feet.
Yeah.
But I started out with it young. I started working out on the ladder, and I guess it just picked up over time. It just stayed with me.
Yeah. Brett Taylor has to be honest. Who's the fastest guy on the team?
I'm going to say me, man.
Yeah.
I know my brother always argue, talking about he faster than me, but it's true. I'm fast. I'm faster than my brother.
No, dude, again, you are watching both of you run, neither of you are slow. I will leave it at that. Both probably
He
twice.
got some wheels on him now.
Yeah.
He rolling.
Yeah, we're talking about like, A plus versus A plus. We're not talking, it's not a gap here. Like if Kevin and I were to go try to run some sprints. Smith asks Jaylin, what are the different ways this coaching staff wants to get the football in your hands?
Well, some different ways. I can say this year, it's basically like focusing on my route running. I really ain't run routes like that at Indiana, but just finding ways to give me the ball in space. Just you're going to see the ball going deep a lot. That's all I say. Like just taking the roof off. That's the main thing. Just running under the ball. I like to be doing that a lot this year.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to ask, as a guy who does both well, like what's a better feeling, getting open and catching a deep ball or breaking a huge run out of the backfield for a touchdown?
Both, honestly. It really don't matter, really. I'm a big-time hitter. Like, anytime you put the ball in my hand, I want to make something happen. That's how I am. Like, that's how I carry myself.
I hope you have a game where you do both so we can save this clip for that. It just took me back to another Louisiana native last year. I asked Keon Coleman, hey, what feels better, wide open walking into the end zone catch or the contested catch? And Keon said basically the same thing. Both feel great. Love to do both. And, the LSU game happened.
That's crazy.
Sure enough, he did both. So I hope you have a game where you get to do both of those. Again, folks, please feel free to drop a couple more in the chat. But, man, before we get you out of here, the main, I guess, identity piece that feels like it's talked about this team a lot is speed. But I'm going to ask the speedster, what are some other key characteristics of this offense, in addition to speed, that fans are going to see on the field this fall?
You got a group of guys, like, basically anybody willing to make a play at any given time. Like Malik Benson, like, we work out together. Like, he always push me. Like, we always push each other. You got to do span. Like, you got a receiver core that can go, like, probably one of the best receiver cores I've been a part of, and a running back room. I feel like you'll see a lot of, I ain't going to say personnel, but, like, it's a lot of.
But a lot of variety, a lot of different guys that can line up in different spots.
Everywhere. Like, it's just amazing to be a part of something great like this.
Yeah, and what does that do to a defense, just knowing they can, again, see a guy like you line up in pretty much every position and the backfield? They can see Malik on the outside or in the slot or in the backfield as well.
I think it makes it, like, confusing, like, matchups, really. Just if you have, like, a linebacker on a speedster running back, like, it's going to be hard to cover him, so.
Yeah, we anyway, we'll see more about the game tomorrow. Kevin and I learned about personnel the hard way during an ill-fated game we had. But, man, last one before I let you go, just what are some personal goals that you have for yourself headed into this season for fall camp and beyond?
I'm going to say the main thing is to be consistent and just, like, show that I can just not be a special teams player. I can be utilized at any given time. Just making them big plays and just showing that I can be a home run hitter.
Yeah, really, I mean, kind of what we talked about, right? Solidifying yourself as that dude that's not the return specialist, but maybe an All-American at,
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, All-American season, honestly.
Yeah, and I hope it happens, man. I think this is going to be a huge season for you. Again, like, I'm not giving anything away, but just seeing what you do at practice, and, again, you're not just a return guy. I think folks are in for some special stuff coming out of you this fall. So we're excited to see it, and I appreciate you stopping by.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, absolutely.